A beginning is a very delicate time, for if you do not capture your audience's attention in the first 15 seconds, they will click away. Know then that it is the year 2021, and the internet is ruled by the internet streaming service known as YouTube. The most vital resource to this channel are likes and subscribes. The subscribes extend life, the likes extend consciousness. These are vital to the algorithm. To move and spread your consciousness, you need to work with the algorithm. Hello and welcome to Cakap at the Movies. Today we are looking at Denis Villeneuve's Dune. Hello everyone, welcome to Cakap at the Movies.
Cakaps!
A new sort of segment. Tradies! A new segment for us. We're sort of rebranding Let's Cakap a bit. So yeah, today we are going to review Denis Villeneuve's Dune. A little bit of background on Dune. It is
How does it compare with the others, right?
It is often considered to be the most important sci-fi novel in existence.
But no one has done it right.
Yeah, because it is very thick.
Done.
It's 800 pages long. And if you don't know what Dune is, it's sort of Star Wars mixed with Game of Thrones. Throw in a dash of Warhammer 40,000 in there. Then you have Dune.
It's because all those franchises came from Dune.
They took inspiration, bits and pieces of Dune.
All the creators took inspirations from Dune.
George Lucas took spice and the concept, a little bit of concept for the Force from the books. Yes.
Instead of the voice, we got the force, isn't it?
Yeah, the still suits are also what's interesting about Dune. Just elaborate a bit. They help preserve moisture.
And also they get your sweat and your urines and everything
to
to
help you
filter
survive
it out.
in the deserts of Arrakis. Water is recycled from your body. Your sweat, your urine, everything will be collected in the pockets and then filtered and recycled, and then it will be collected in the suit bladders, and then you can drink it from the tube.
Yes. Very interesting way to survive a desert.
No water will be wasted.
George Lucas did not have that idea also.
Yes.
Yeah, the Tatooine people just walk around.
You won't die on
They moisture farm.
Robes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there have been and there has been several adaptations attempted. This is one of the most infamous ones, Alejandro Jodorowsky's Dune. Planned to be a 15 and 20 hour epic. 20 hour epic from a guy who doesn't even know what Dune was.
Oh really?
He never even read the book. He just thought, oh, Dune, someone told me it was good. I'm gonna put it into a movie.
What? So how does he plan to do a movie if he doesn't know all about the books?
Oh no, he wrote his own draft, his own designs, everything. But it was too long.
Oh, okay.
Every studio passed on it, so it only exists as this documentary released in the 2000s.
Elements of this have cropped up in some other movies, like H.R. Giger's Alien was influenced by some of the art direction from this.
Oh, I see.
Very interesting.
So this is not a full movie.
No, it's just a documentary about them not making the movie.
It's what could have been.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure what kind of studio want a 15-20 hour movie. Yeah, so finally in 1984 there was someone who finally adapted this movie, David Lynch, the classic Dune that most people remember, and the incoherent theatrical cut.
Yeah.
Incoherent is a very soft word to put it.
It was originally about 3 hours long. They cut it down to 2 hours, 17 minutes.
But still, as a newcomer experience, being mentored by two of you guys, being bought into Dune. Actually, Dune, David Lynch's version is kind of like, it's easier to digest if you know some of the stories a little bit. Because I can feel that it's not explained that much, and some of the versions are really cuts, like super cuts.
It's condensed a lot.
And if you don't have any like
studio
small
forced
ideas,
him to cut a lot. I think most people would know Dune from this movie, the original David Lynch
And
movie.
this movie, all the elements from this movie trickled down into later adaptations. Later adaptations like, say, the games.
First came out this Dune from Cryo Entertainment. It was originally a disc game, then they remastered it for CD-ROM. It is based on this movie.
Oh.
So it's an interactive game. It's
Much like
it's
Age
quite
of
well
Empires.
done. You can see that Paul Atreides is based on Kyle MacLachlan from the movie. It's a strategy game where you try to take back Dune from the Harkonnens. Same year, Westwood Studios released Dune 2, The Building of a Dynasty. This is one of the most important games ever released. It launched the RTS or real-time strategy genre.
Way before our Westwood
Red
Red
Alert
Alert.
or any.
So after this, it set the foundation for things like Warcraft, Starcraft, and of course the Command and Conquer series and Red Alert, also by Westwood Studios.
Then there was a 3D version also made by Westwood called Emperor Battle for Dune, if I'm not mistaken. Then in the early 2000s came a TV series, which was the apparently the most faithful adaptation attempted at that point. Very ambitious.
And also the most boring because
Of course,
it's
yeah.
very faithful.
Unfortunately, it's not just that, it's also because it was made by Hallmark. I've seen their Dinotopia adaptation movie. Yeah, so this stretches, how many seasons?
3, 4.
No, just 2 seasons. The original Dune is separated into 2 discs, and then the Children of Dune, which
Which
adapts
is Dune Messiah.
Dune Messiah and Children of Dune into a 3-part miniseries.
No Emperor of Dune yet.
No.
Then we get to today's talking point, which is Denis Villeneuve's Dune. But before this is a very big drought of Dune. For a sci-fi franchise as important as it is, been a big lack of anything really outside of the games, some small adaptations here and there.
Because it's terrifying to adapt.
It's very difficult to adapt. What I think it is that it's very difficult to adapt.
After seeing the new movie, I think Denis Villeneuve did a good job.
Yes. So the story is about Paul Atreides, who is this chosen one to lead and liberate the planet of Arrakis from Imperial control, as it were. If you want to boil down to it. Yeah. And in doing so, it's also a deconstruction of the Chosen One story where later on he just leads this galactic crusade, just destroys everything, and he regrets everything he ever did. But that'll be for later. For now, we only have part 1, which covers, I think, only the half of the book. And
I was quite surprised actually. It only covers up until the part Paul Atreides and his mother joined the Fremen tribe. That's less than halfway into the original movie.
But still, to a normal moviegoers, that's quite a lot already. There's too much to take in already.
Yep.
They cannot tahan already.
And well, what I do love about this movie is what it takes from how much it improves and how much it takes from the past adaptations of Dune as well. I mean, the grandeur and the scope of Arrakis, of Caladan, are captured gloriously with modern technology. I mean, David Lynch could dream what we have today. Like, you see the Atreides families, the spaceships, the scale. It beats every single adaptation by a country mile, just in terms of visuals alone. What do you guys think?
Oh yeah, visuals. It's the best and most visually appealing. So
Yeah.
far.
And that's not to say that it's sort of like just it is.
It also comes with a full A-list actors and actresses. Who?
Timothy Chalamet, Josh Brolin,
Zendaya was in there.
Rebecca Ferguson is Lady Jessica.
and the actors did a very good job. But getting back to what was before is that it takes bits and pieces from mainly from the Lynch Dune stuff like the still suits, the Harkonnen armor, the Atreides formal wear. Very, very interesting. But there's a big difference now because back then, the Lynch Dune, The Atreides formal was based off British naval uniforms or early 19th, 20th century formal uniforms. This one has a bit more of a German vibe, let us say.
Okay.
Yeah. And the steel suits are basically like a modernized version of the Lynch one. So yeah, in terms of visuals, in terms of story, it's a bigger and more epic movie than the previous Dunes.
It's much better.
So let's go through a bit of what we like and dislike. What do you guys like about the movie? I love the visuals. I love a bit of the story. I knew it could be a bit improvement. The actors did.
I think the
brought their
acting
A
was
game.
really good.
The actors brought their A game. Oh yeah.
They redesigned a lot of the units. The Ornithopter, for instance, is heavily based on the games.
So it's not in the David Lynch's movie?
David Lynch.
The original Ornithopters don't look anything like the ones in Villeneuve's version. He took the designs from the game.
Okay.
Very cool.
It looks like a dragonfly now, right?
Yeah.
That's from the game.
And
in the original movies, it looks like a fat moth.
And in the TV show, it looks more like a Starfleet shuttle.
They cannot agree on one design.
And
the Hallmark designs are very Star Trek. Everything's very clean. It looks like a Star Trek film.
One also very deep cut into the lore that they took was the color of spice. Color of spice in the book and in the adaptation was like this very dark, almost black color of sand. In the new movie, it's very bright orange, very sparkly.
That's a
touch.
nice
From what I read, it's a detail from this game. This game introduced. So I like the fact that it just taking.
It should also be from David Lynch's version, right?
Oh,
it's orange also,
but not that crystally.
not that shiny orange.
No. But yeah, so very interesting. And I also love the actor for Baron Harkonnen in this one. Not as disgusting as Lynch's Harkonnen.
Gay.
Baron Harkonnen. Very creepy, perverted gay dude who's
perverted.
obsessed with diseases.
But not as clean as the Hallmark version also.
Hallmark are the cleanest. This guy straddles
Everything is
the middle.
clean in the Hallmark.
This guy straddles the middle. And he gives off, for me, a lot of energy like Colonel Kurtz from Apocalypse Now.
No, you can tell that he was some kind of a leader or
My desert. My Iraqis. My Dune.
bad
and
guy.
he's a psycho.
Villain.
I mean, really,
Yeah.
he's a psycho.
You can take a look at him. And from David Lynch's version, it was like, is he just a soldier or what? Because he acts like a crazy soldier. It doesn't have that kind of vibes like villain's vibes.
Yo, what else did you guys like about the movie?
Definitely the top tier, isn't it?
Story is pretty solid, but I'll also go into one of my dislikes. It's chopped down a bit. You don't see characters like Fade Rautha or
David Lynch
Emperor.
flinching.
or the Emperor or
Princess Irulan.
Princess
You don't even get
Irulan.
to see a Guild Navigator. I would have been interested to see what
We just
Villeneuve's
folded
Guild
space from
Navigator looks
X.
there's always been different designs for the navigators. I'm not sure what the Jodorowsky one was, but Lynch's was this weird fish people, very deformed fish people. The Hallmark one was bat people.
Weird.
Because the fact that it ends just as it's cresting into like a
It's getting good.
yes. So it's not like the Lord of the Rings movies where it's Act 1, 2, 3, and then there's a cutoff for this proceed to the next one. It's like 1, you're rising into 2, stop.
Because they need you to buy the tickets to keep it on going.
Yeah.
If the movie fails, they will be not greenlit.
At the time of recording, Legendary Warner Brothers still hasn't greenlit the sequel yet, but Villeneuve is hard at work crafting the script for it. So I hope that it's good. And another positive to this movie as well is not just how much it takes from the past, but how much it sort of innovates and tries something different. For me, the Arrakis now has a much more Arrakis and the Fremen have a much more of a very Muslim, Middle Eastern, African influence to them.
David Lynch flinching.
With with everyone covering, like everyone praying and everyone with like those like scarves and coverings, and even Caladan as well. The Lynch one was very much British Navy and British castle inspired. The new one has a very sort of Asian inspired, especially the window decorations and all that stuff.
It's interesting one.
Oh, speaking of Asian, Dr. Wellington Yue is now a Chinese guy.
He speaks Mandarin.
He speaks Mandarin to Paul
Actually-
in one scene.
Yeah. Actually,
That was a bit
it's
jarring.
very. It's quite weird because you have like the concept of like how do you say Bible, and you also have the concept of like Islamic concepts in there, and then you got someone speaking Mandarin in there. So actually, I already asked some of my friends. They went into the cinemas as well. I said, hey, have you checked out the Dune? My girlfriend also checked it out. Then she had, and most of them the newcomers they had this kind of idea is this Earth I asked the same question to you guys as well.
No, it's because
Is
Dune,
it Earth?
Dune is basically 10,000 years from human timeline, from the present.
Okay.
So
it's
meant to be us, but 10,000 years in the
us.
future.
So it's like basically
The
also
human
Earth.
race.
10,000
Oh,
years
yeah.
in the future.
We have moved far from this space. The reason you're confused is you have not seen the extended cut of David Lynch's version. The beginning of the extended cut explains the history of the human race throughout the.
Oh, with all the
throughout
paintings
beginning.
on.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So
Where at one point the human race was controlled by
Machines.
robots and machines.
Then they become more like intelligent.
Then they rebelled. Then they banned robots
Yeah.
and machines.
So that's why I'm quite confused. Is this still Earth?
No. It's
Yeah.
far
Why
in the future.
far in the future.
My girlfriend was
But, yeah.
technically asking me, why does he speak Chinese? Is this
Yeah.
China? I don't know, man.
There's a lot more diverse casting now, which for me it's for the better because Arrakis is meant to sort of be this Middle Eastern sort of African-inspired world, which
Yeah.
makes sense. It's not just a world full of white people like in the Lynch one. So I don't mind this
The Hallmark one
casting.
also. It's
Yeah.
mostly white people.
So David,
Eastern European people.
Dr. Yue should be Asian,
White.
right?
No, he's supposed to be
should be
white.
white.
Should be white.
He's the same race as the Atreides.
They're white.
Okay.
He's part of the Atreides house.
On David Lynch's, I thought he made him look like Chinese. A bit with the beard and like that.
So do you recommend these movies or no? I mean the new one.
Oh,
remake.
definitely.
Villeneuve's movie, yeah,
I
I
recommend.
definitely recommend it. Unless they don't make a sequel, then you will be heartbroken like me.
Yeah, lor.
For me also
You'll be
very
left hanging forever.
Yeah. For me also very high recommend, especially if you see it in IMAX.
Oh.
IMAX is the best way to see this movie. The best sound, the best visuals. I mean, you see the music, and it just reverberates through your ears like the act of God.
Yeah. Sand. Then you'll be like, music! Epic.
Yeah,
You see desert?
yeah,
Epic.
especially the thumpers when they activate. It's just
Oh.
boom, boom. You hear it, and the sandworms roaring. It's just amazing. So
That
very,
synergy's
very
good,
high
yeah.
recommend. Unless of course, like Andrew said, they don't make a part 2, which then will sadden me because like you're getting blue balled. Especially after they tease a lot of stuff. They tease Dude Messiah in the movie. They tease the final act of the final battle for Arrakis. So yeah.
But if that ever happens and you don't feel like reading all the books, I can recommend the Hallmark series. It stays faithful to the books, and it starts and finishes up until Children of Dune, where Paul passes the legacy on to his son.
Leto
the second.
Atreides, yeah. But no one's tried Emperor of Dune yet. But yeah, so very high recommend, and please go see this movie. I beg you, so you can get a part 2, because this Dune especially says in the intro part 1. So if Warner Brothers and Let's Do It don't move to part 2, I'll be very sad. You'll be stuck forever.
It has the potential to like almost reaching the levels of like Star Wars. The story is
It
everything there
Way
already.
better than the last 3 Star Wars movies.
Yeah, the politics in there, the family drama in there, the romantic, everything was very good in there already.
We highly recommend this movie. Go see
Yeah.
it now while theaters are still
Support
open.
it so we'll get a sequel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alright, so thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next episode of Cakap at the Movies, or another episode. Let's check out Cakap. Atreides!
Harkonnens.
The sleeper has awakened. Bye bye.